I guess Ethan
Hello,
told
everybody.
Chris.
That's
Never
good.
mind.
I'm glad that Ethan told Chris. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Ready to Roll. Um, yeah, you may notice that we are short one person. Lydia is not feeling well, so she is not going to be here. I'm actually going to double check and make sure that we are
chat should do as a...
actually streaming real quick. Make sure it is working. Okay, we are live. Neato. Awesome. So yeah, Lydia's not here. Lydia is not feeling well. She wasn't able to be here tonight. However, we're just going to be upfront about it. I'm not going to beat around the bush. Lydia is not going to be returning to Ready to Roll. There has been there's been just some significant life changes and things that she needs to do in her personal life. That has led to, her necessitating leaving the channel. Those of you who know her personally will probably know more details, but that's not my place to talk about. Lydia is, unfortunately, Lydia will not be leaving, and we will be discussing that and talking and covering that tonight. It's not going to be like Jelania just randomly disappears like in a normal D&D campaign it would be, but we will be talking about that and explaining her absence. Also, just a few favors that if I could ask audience members, I'm very aware of the fact that our last stream had awful quality, that we were extremely laggy, that we had really bad, it was bad, and that's why that last stream isn't up on YouTube. It's not my proudest moment, and I don't want to put something that I'm not proud of up on YouTube. So if you notice that I am monitoring the stream, and so far it looks so good. The issue started within minutes of opening last session. So if you notice that, please just let us know that we seem to be starting to lag out, so that way I can investigate. I'm pretty sure I've solved the issue, but just let us know. And with no further ado, we're gonna go ahead and get started. So last session, the party had decided to, instead of sleeping, they were going to stay up at night, and if you remember, they were trying to investigate the sacrifice of flesh. They'd narrowed it down to 3 wizards that were powerful enough in the city of Vinhelm to be able to summon the vampiric mists that were doing the sacrifice of flesh. Collecting the flesh for it. They decided to go out at night and investigate, and while they were doing so, they began to be stalked by some people in the shadows that they wanted to learn more about. And Galena, Galena was first turned invisible, and then Galena went back, and I do not remember what exactly you did. You put them to sleep. That's what happened. You put 2 of them to sleep.
And then use disguise self.
Yep, and then that, of course, broke the invisibility, so she used disguise self to, prevent herself from being discovered. And they found out that these people were spies from the Vinhelm Trading Company, which is the biggest trading company in the Empire, and to the point where they control they pretty much control Vinhelm and their own private corporate army, basically. So when after they discovered this, they went to a warehouse to see what was going on. They found the wizard Valeria, who they had been, which was one of their subjects, was first they had to fight their way in because they walked into the manager's office. The manager's office was like, "What are you doing here?" And it did not go well, and so they had to fight. It did go well in their favor, but they had to fight their way through the warehouse. They then went downstairs, disguised as members of the Profane Guard, and found the ritual site and stopped the ritual. The first time that they've managed to stop a ritual. Who knows what repercussions that will have? But they And with that, they have all went back to return to the inn that the Dark Priestess has been paying for, and they have been, they've been going like that, and so that's where we left off. But as I said, in my announcement for the stream, everyone's wondering what their next steps are, but there's discontent boiling under the surface. Questions of fate and destiny dance through their minds. Who is actually in control here? We'll find out. That's what they all decide to do about their own fates. Cool. All right, team. So you arrive back at the inn. It's pretty late. You didn't. You went out at night, or when people are normally sleeping. But you are lucky that the door to the inn is still unlocked. You make your way upstairs into your various rooms. Anyone have anything that they want to do before they go to sleep? Some of you did take quite a beating last time. I'm looking at Piotr.
I was like, sleep?
Yep.
I want to sleep.
Alright, so Piotr will go to sleep. Anyone else have anything they want to do before they before they move on?
Corvette, I'm wondering, is Tien still sleeping because he stayed back to rest from his fight with the mist before?
Yeah.
Is he still just kind of chilling there?
Yeah, Tien is asleep.
Okay. In that case, I'm gonna go find rummage around in my stuff, pull out a piece of paper and a writing utensil, and just scrawl a little note that says, "Well, we did it. Can you believe it?" And then just kind of fold it up and then put it next to under his pillow, sticking out. And I was like, "Yeah." And then I actually before I think again I pull it as you owe us some more nice clothes and money, and then put it back because we're always broke.
You are always broke. That's true.
And then I will go to bed. Do we have separate rooms?
Men were in one room, women were in the other.
That's right. I guess I'll go to bed.
All right, Galena, do you have anything you want to do before you go to sleep? Jelania just gets in her bed and is out.
No, she's exhausted. She's going to bed.
Okay. All right, so you wake up the next morning. Galena, you wake up and you look over and you see Jelania is not in the bed. That there is a note left on the table. It says, "Have some thinking to do. Went out for a walk. Don't worry about me."
She's gonna fold the note up, stick it in a pocket, get ready, and go down to breakfast.
Alright.
See if anybody else is up.
The other two of you awake. Both the three of you, because Tien also awakes around the same time you do. Tien looks at the note. Well, you actually did it, huh?
I mean, yeah, I thought it'd feel better. It's just kind of, hurts all over.
You didn't expect it to be easy, did you? I mean, congratulations.
It's one that we stopped, so
1 out of 4.
hoping.
Great track record.
Yeah, where have you been on those other 3? Could have used you, I'm sure.
Doing what I was asked. I don't have the blood of Morpheus running through me. So.
Well, you're a chosen now, so.
I mean, kind of. Not really of the same degree as you. I don't have the blood of a god to strengthen me or make me better. I just have a oath to to the Dark Priestess. That's all I've got. Well, I mean, and the blood of a saint, but that's
yeah. Which you never told me. Ever.
I was under very strict orders not
Ever.
Again, I was under very strict orders to not tell you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
By who?
By the church. They don't want every ASMR to be known, particularly, I mean, every dragon touch to be known, particularly those that were not of noble blood. But
Well, hopefully we can count on you on the next one.
we'll see what my lady has planned.
Yeah.
For now, we should go down to breakfast. I can provide you with the next step of instructions, or at least what we know of, what I know of them.
No rest for the weary.
I mean,
I kicked Piotr's bed, unless he's awake now.
Piotr actually felt very compelled to be awake very early, and to be knelt in prayer, kind of like how last time he felt compelled to not let Jelania be cutting off hands. Very similar compulsion. So he is actually up and awake and kneeling on the ground, facing the sun and praying.
Piotr, what you doing?
Piotr just keeps, I don't know, mumbling under his breath or whatever.
In all honesty, Piotr was never a praying man before he joined the order, so, like, you've kind of mostly just been sitting there being like, what the heck do I say? Like, what do I do? Like, and it hasn't been very long. It's probably been, like, probably close to, like, 10 minutes, but, the compulsion is letting up, and you feel as if you are, able to return to normal activity.
Strange customs these religious people have. Oh,
I mean, it's...
hello, Corvid.
Hey, how is the new mantle of responsibility going for you?
You know when you like have too much water and like at the most inconvenient times you have to pee and like you gotta do it.
I mean, sure, yes. We've all felt that way. So,
Imagine that, but with a whole bunch of stuff that you've never done before. It's kind of weird.
okay. Yeah, that'd be unsettling, I think. But, well, I hope it's all good so far. You seem okay.
Better than yesterday, right?
Yeah. Yeah, you're not as pale as you were yesterday. The colors come back in your face a bit.
Yeah. You guys eaten breakfast yet?
No. Nope. I mean,
Have you
you've been
seen
awake
everyone
longer
else?
than I have been, so.
Oh, well, let's go.
Right. Oh, when we get down to breakfast, Patrick,
Yes.
I want to pull something out of that bag of goodies.
Okay.
Oh god.
The toad of tasty tarts.
Yep.
Toad of tasty tarts.
Okay, I mean, roll and see what you pull out.
It's it's an 8, right?
Yep, 1d8.
4, and I gotta find where it is again.
Is this like the pastry version of the deck of many things?
Kind of. Not as deadly. Nowhere near as deadly. But yeah, sure. I guess you could say that.
Where was that posted? The Toad of Tasty Tarts.
It was in Discord. Message
Yes.
just sent you.
Oh, straight to me. Okay, got it.
Yeah, straight to you.
All right. Let's find that. Okay. I got a 4. I got an apple tart. There we go.
Okay. You just watch, you just watch this, Corbett reaches, and, pulls out this leather bag. He reaches in and he pulls out this, this apple tart. And, like, the bag's kind of like, looks like an empty leather bag, and you're just kind of like, what the heck? And, he just starts munching on a little apple tart, walking downstairs.
Wait, where did you get that?
Oh, this thing. It's Jelani and I got it from a street vendor a couple days ago.
Oh,
day ago.
cool. What does it do?
It has tasty tarts in it, or treats, or whatever this thing is. Pop it in my mouth. You want one?
Can I Yeah.
Okay. Roll a d8.
Oh wait, I need a piece of bread or something. So like stuff in my
We're going for realism here.
Yeah.
Are you gonna pull one? Are you gonna pull one out?
I mean, right now I only have die.
Roll a d8. You need to roll a d8 and see what you pull out.
Oh, I thought he was gonna do that.
Nope.
No, you'll roll it.
You roll
I'll
it.
tell
You're,
you.
You're the one pulling it out.
I guess I'm the one that's grabbing it. Yeah, that makes sense.
And don't forget this, every time it pulls out, it uses a charge.
Yep.
5.
5. You have a strawberry rhubarb.
Oh, rhubarb. I don't know how I feel about that one. I don't think I've had rhubarb.
I actually really like strawberry rhubarb stuff. It's been a long time since I've had
Go
anything
back
strawberry
to your,
rhubarb.
And every time I think of...
Rhubarbarians. Yes.
Yeah.
Thanks, VeggieTales.
That takes me
Rhubarb.
back.
You know, this is the first time I've ever had rhubarb. But I instinctively knew what it tasted like. Fascinating.
That's surprising, as it's a favorite amongst the nobility. You being a diplomat, having ran around with us before.
Yeah, the name of the vegetable always sounded gross, so I avoided it. But now that I've touched something with rhubarb in it, I figured it would be rude not to eat it, especially since it was magically produced. And you know what? I'm pleasantly surprised.
You're not gonna be, killed and burned for this, right?
Oh, wait. What are my rules again?
Rhubarb and strawberry are A-okay. You're fine. Apples are not.
Oh, yeah, I was like,
Those
I know
ones
there's
why
a random fruit or something.
Apples are not. Strawberry and rhubarb is A-okay.
If you had gotten an apple tart, you would have been able to had to throw it away.
Yep, that would have been very sad.
That would have just been the end of Piotr, because I totally forgot about that.
I would have reminded you.
Ian, what?
Alright, so you make your way downstairs. You probably, all of you come out of your rooms around the same time and make your way down together. Tian pulls out some coins and pays for all of your breakfasts.
Very kind.
Yeah. So Tian looks at you and goes, at this point, the four of you, where's Jelania?
Lena pulls the note out of her pocket and she hands it over. She looks at Tian and then she hands it over to Corbett.
I grab it and read it. She's out thinking. Huh. Out pondering something.
I'm sure she has a lot to think about. Anyway, the rest of today is to be a free day. We're waiting on the Seahawk to arrive. It had to make a stop at Sun Hollow.
Oh, it left for a bit.
Yes.
Got it.
Captain Leosha.
Would you call today a preparation day?
Yes, I would call today a preparation day.
All right. Good to know. Now I know my rules.
But yes, you are free to do what you desire.
Until 6.
Until evening. At evening, you need to.
Yeah.
At evening, come back here, pack up your things, then you need to make your way down to the docks to pick up, to meet Captain Leosha at the Seahawk and make your way to the next place where we think that that we know that the next sacrifice is going to be taking place.
Where is that?
I don't know, but the person that you'll be meeting on Captain Leosha's boat does know.
Also, it's a ship, not a boat.
I knew that. I lived in Southern Isles.
I
long
know you
enough.
know.
A ship. I apologize.
There you go. You can tell Corvus just trying to like needle Tian ever so anytime he can.
We are, we are here. We are, you're free to do what you want. Let me know if you have, what your wants or desires are. If you need anything from me, otherwise, make sure you're just back here in time to be able to get to the docks. With that, Tian stands up and he walks out the door. He's very much going to go do something. Who knows what Tian's going to go do? Not you. But, so we'll start with Corvette. Do you have anything that comes to mind that you would like to do before you leave the town?
One thing that has been a while is Corvette is gonna go find probably I imagine there's a cathedral here or a larger chapel. There's probably a central chapel somewhere in this ginormous city. I tell my companions I'm gonna head over there so that I can talk to the good old Bronislav. So,
yeah,
it's been a while since I've actually just had a conversation with him.
Fair. So yes, there is a cathedral. In fact, the cathedral is near the central cathedral is near the chapter house of the Order of the Broken Wings. You had to go there to get to the chapter house. So,
I guess I might know my way.
You will know your way. And, Ian, you told me that earlier before the session started that Piotr would want to go to the chapter house to learn.
Yep.
Okay. Galena, are you going to join them, or does Galena have her own personal business to take care of now that Piotr does not have to be attached to the hip?
She might want to go say goodbye to Alyosha in person, but that doesn't necessarily mean she thinks it's going to take very long or that she wants to do it right now. So, she would turn to the other two and say, so, you're both going to talk to deities?
Yeah, you want to... I am. Not deity, more saint.
Saint.
Think step down, step down.
Do you think he's going to appear in person?
To
If
me,
so.
he kind of does. But, maybe he'll want to say hello to you.
Piotr, are you going to be talking to any interesting people? Or just that really grumpy chapter head that was there last time?
Probably just the really grumpy chapter head that was there last time, if that.
I'm going to tag along with Corvette because his sounds more interesting.
The thing is, I can't guarantee that Bronislav will appear to you, or even guarantee that he'll appear to me, but I figure I'd try, because he and I were trying to make amends. I'm trying to make amends. It's a complicated thing, but...
Oh, that's fine. I'm used to waiting patiently for my magical experiments to do something. And if I get bored, I can always just leave. I am a grown-up after all.
Are you?
Some people think so. Others do not.
We hear this just voice from the ether saying, "Are you?"
The voice in the sky.
All right, you're more than welcome to come, and who knows what the saints will want to do, and maybe they'll all appear to you.
It's a big hope.
Might be a little overwhelming.
There's 12.
I don't think I'm ready for that.
I would be shocked, and Bronislav would be very pleased with the face I'd make with it, I'm sure.
All right. So you make your way through the town to the cathedral. Corvette and so Corvette, how are you trying? So are you just gonna sit in the central cathedral and pray, or are you gonna go into the confession booth like you did last time and pray, or what are you trying? How are you trying to get Bronislav's attention?
I don't want to go into the confessional, per se this time. I want to go if there's like whatever is the focus of the main hall of the chapel, kind of whatever it is. I want to sit up close near the front, kind of be close to whether a symbol of the dragon goddess or something.
Okay.
Sit up close and start praying.
Okay. So there is a so the way it works, so there's a cathedral, and the cathedral has a bunch of pews along the side, then has in the center a long aisle that leads up to a raised dais or platform that has an altar on it, and the altar is generally where this the focus of the worship. And so, do you want to just sit on a pew closest to the altar, or do you want to go in front of the altar and pray?
I go in front of the altar and pray.
Okay. Galena, are you going to join him at the altar and pray, or are you going to just sit back?
She's gonna sit several pews back and just observe.
Okay, sounds good.
She also told Luchik to play outside because she figured he'd get bored and possibly cause mischief.
Yeah, and they would definitely not appreciate a squirrel loose in a church, so I've seen that before. They definitely don't appreciate it. But,
In real life?
yeah, in real life, I've seen,
That's hilarious. That's
seen a
great.
squirrel running around in a church before. But
Squirrel inside a building where it's not supposed to be is always pure chaos.
always. Always. Alright, Piotr, and you're just heading straight to the chapter house. You're not, stopping or anything. You're just heading straight to the chapter house and to go talk to the chapter master.
I can't think of anything else that he would stop and do.
Alright. We're going to start with Corvette and Galena. Galena, give me a wisdom saving throw. Wisdom saving throw is not the best way to put this, but yes, wisdom saving throw is the closest thing to it.
12.
12. Okay. Alright. So, Piotr. No, sorry, Corvette. You're kneeling in prayer, and are you just calling out to Bronislav, or you're just saying, hey, we need to chat, or...
No, I'll probably, for the first few moments, actually say a prayer to the dragon goddess herself. Just say, hey. Just, again, feeling a little weird about it, but being like, hey, here, I am and my friends are trying to do good work. Please just help us along our journey. We intend to do good work. Please lead us what is right. And then after that, I will start praying to, or at least conversing with Bronislav, if it's more like that.
Mm.
And just saying, just more, again, kind of respectful. Not just, hey, we need to talk this time. A little more like, hey, thanks for your help the past while, and I know we haven't talked in a while. So I want to check in and have some questions. But how are you doing? Kind of like, are you there?
Yeah. So
how's the kids?
What you're used to happening at this point happens. You suddenly find yourself not where you were. You find yourself in a white void. However, you expect there to be someone else there. You see Bronislav, but there are actually two other figures that you can see. The first figure that you can see is you recognize the pointed ears of Galena. Galena is, for some reason that you aren't sure of, here with you. The other one is interesting. You recognize the depiction. Give me a religion check. You're just trying to recall where you were, why you recognize him.
13 plus 5. I have a great religion. 18.
Okay, 18. All right. This is Saint Violin. Saint Violin, if you recall, is he was the spy master of Silhana's army, and his sainthood was very much up for debate because of the fact that he was the spy master. He relied on trickery, dishonesty, and stealth and underhandedness to get his work done. But in the end, being one of Silhana's most loyal and trusted followers, he was granted sainthood. You also remember that Violen is Artyom's saint, so the one that he's, the one that he's most prominently descended from. So they're just standing there, and Violen, and so Violen, we've described Bronislav a few times, but we've only described Violen once because he's normally just in the back. Like, Artyom never actually could look directly at Violen. Violen was always just in the corner of his eye. Violen is, just this kind of like darker figure. Violen is wearing a robe. He has this big hood pulled up over it, basically like picture, Assassin's Creed style. This is how he looks. He's this hood, white robe, Assassin's Creed looking, clothes. And he looks over at Bronislav and goes, "I told you he'd call." Bronislav looks at Violen and says, "I didn't doubt you. I figured that he would call. They just accomplished something kind of important." "What's she doing here?" Violen shrugs. "She was nearby, and I was bored, so I brought her with him. I figured it'd be better than her just sitting and watching Corvette, do nothing."
I look at Galena. Can she see me? I'm just double checking. Wait, you can see? I point to the Saints. You're here?
Yeah. So yeah, Galena, you're there. You can see the Saints. You hear the Saints. You can see Corvette. You're just floating in this white void of nothingness. Well, not really floating. You feel something solid under your ground, but when you look down, you don't see anything that you feasibly should be standing on. But yeah, you're there.
She stomps her foot a couple times. "Yes, I appear to be here. Where is here?"
Don't know, but it's where I meet and talk and converse with Bronislav and Violen. Bronislav, Violen, I know you said you just did this, but man, I literally just said the look on my face, Bronislav would be. You were okay with this, weren't you, Bronislav?
No, I would prefer to meet with you one-on-one, but I don't have that option at this moment. Do you remember me being on kind of saintly probation because of some of the, breaking the rules?
Yes. Oh, yes. Wait. Yeah. What happened exactly?
He has to basically watch me every time we converse.
Oh, no.
But
I'm sorry. No.
He's normally more stealthy about it and hiding. This is the first time he's actually decided to make his presence known.
When was the last time multiple saints appeared to one person? Or two people, for that matter?
Well, I mean, we do regularly converse with the Archmatriarch. She sees all of us on a very regular basis.
That makes sense. But anyone else, besides her, I'm just...
Every once in a while...
Alina, you are special.
I mean, this is the first time in a long time that someone who's not dragon-touched or part of the clergy has gotten to see a saint.
So,
that's
Alina, you are special. I mean, I know that, but this even more so confirms it.
But congratulations. We've become known that you have foiled another one of the sacrifices.
One of the sacrifices.
Even foiling a one sacrifice will significantly weaken Uxthav if they attempt to summon him. They might decide to not summon him if they have not been able to complete all of the sacrifices, but who knows?
Yeah. Violen, are you going to go back and tell Artyom about everything that transpires here?
Artyom's been a little bit difficult to get a hold of recently.
Well.
But when I can, the plan is yes.
Great, now he's going to know everything I talked to my saint about.
Oh no,
Wonderful.
that between you and Bronislav is still, for the most part, private. But
okay.
I will at least.
That's what I cared about.
I will let him know. I will let him know the events that have transpired in his absence.
All right. Tell him I say hi.
I will do that when I can talk
Thank
to him
you.
again.
Wonderful. Well, I didn't expect such company with our discussion, but
I mean, if you want to talk to Bronislav one-on-one, I can take
no,
Galena
it's
for a little walk, and we can discuss some other things.
We can explore the void.
Not a lot to explore. It all very much looks like this. At least this particular pocket dimension.
This is my first time in this pocket dimension.
Well, then I'd be happy to explain how it all works to you.
Really?
I mean, sure. I mean, as much best as I can. Bronislav is the one, more the magic guy, so he understands it a little bit better than I do. But I can do my best. I have been around for a few thousand years at this point. I think I figured a few things out.
Well, alrighty then. Do you want some private time to talk to your Saint Corbett? What do you talk about? It needs to just be the two of you.
just
No, it's okay, really.
Huh?
I can just go for a walk.
okay. Thanks.
So, Violin, walks up next to Galena, and they begin to walk off into the void. And they just are walking straight, and Violin begins talking. He's like, well, so this is a pocket dimension of the celestial realm. And the way it works is that there is a bubble of ether, and he just begins to go off about the mechanics of how a pocket realm is created, and the fact that it is infinite yet not infinite at the same time, and just going on stuff that is even hurting Galena's educated mind.
And yet at the same time, she's pulled a little parchment out of her sleeve and a quill, and she's like jotting little notes.
Perfect.
I lean over to Bronislav. So how accurate are the things he's going to tell her going to be?
Honestly, I give him a 50-50 chance of him getting it right.
Pretty good, actually.
Well,
This is. I mean, he's not you.
No, he's not, but... So, spoiled one of the sacrifices.
We did it. Yay. One of them.
One of 4.
Thanks for,
2 more to go.
I know we haven't chatted in a while, but thanks for just lending me your help and your strength and your power. I know I can't do it without you, so thank you.
Certainly. That is what I'm here for. To provide you aid.
Yeah.
Oh.
So, do you know where we're headed off to?
Yes.
Where the next sacrifice is?
You do.
How happy am I going to be when I hear of it?
Not happy at all.
Wonderful. Is it back on that island? Please don't say it's back on that island.
No.
Okay. A little better than that.
No, it's not on the island.
I don't want to go back to Sun Hollow ever again.
No, sacrifices will never take place at Sun Hollow. Can't make any promises as to whether or not you will return there at some point.
Wonderful. I don't know. I just wanted to say hi, check in. Actually, I might have asked. I think I asked you before, but do you know what happened to Eladin when I made the choice to choose you, follow you, and really recommit to the sun, the dragon goddess?
How much do you remember of Eladin's nature?
He's a Fey Lord, so he's tricksy. He probably has something of his own agenda, and if I know of anything of Fey Lords, which I've met, I'm sure he has a grudge.
He's not a Fey Lord. He is a powerful fae was a powerful fae for certain, but his whatever he did to piss Maeve off, resulted in his current form. So, unfortunately, we lost track of him after you broke your oath with him. My best guess is that he's trying to find someone else to form a pact with.
Oh. Exciting. Well, I mean, he was lost for hundreds of years before, so...
He was lost for hundreds of years before, but never been found. But once something has been found, it's usually quite hard to lose.
Why do you have to sound so smart?
I am the saint of knowledge and arcana. My job is to sound smart.
Oh, so how in the world are you my saint? I feel like some days I'm not the magic or the genius of anyone, anywhere.
My blood runs through you. That's all I can say as to why you were chosen, why I was assigned to you.
Okay. Well, what does probation for you mean, other than just having a babysitter?
I mean, just means that the other saints will watch me for a while. Let me know what they see if I am not going off the rails, not being corrupted. Not being corrupted in the way that Morpheus was corrupted.
I hope you don't go crazy, because that'd be very awkward after trying to follow Silhana, work with you closely.
I assure you I'm not going crazy. I'm not being corrupted. I am...
Oh, good.
I made the decision that I felt was best, but some of my siblings... they're not really my siblings, not by blood, but my fellow saints felt that it was a little drastic, that I broke the rules. Don't worry about me. You have other things to concern about, and the
I know, but
status
sometimes
of
I just need a moment to think on other people's problems instead of my own. You know?
I mean,
It's easier to solve other people's problems instead of your own, right? I mean, isn't that how life works?
yes, and
Or feels?
I would agree. And you should consider the rest of this other, you should consider solving the rest of the sacrifices other people's problems. Because it would be more than just your life that would be screwed up if Luxthav was to come back and win.
So, don't worry, I'm not getting cold feet yet.
That's good. It's more than can be said about some of your companions.
And it's hard, so I don't necessarily blame any of us.
Yeah. It is a hard thing that you've been asked to do. That I will admit. There are very few other people who can do it. Well,
We stand there awkward. They just like,
Right, catch you around.
That's exactly what Corbett is thinking. He's like, yeah, and thanks for the chat. But before I leave, thanks for answering.
of course.
Now, and And I know that part of it is to do with what I'm choosing, how I'm choosing to live, and what to do. But
It's
I
much,
appreciate. Yeah.
it's much easier to converse with you now that you are on this path. I will not go far as to say as it is the only right path. You definitely could have achieved your goals with Power of Eladin. But you would find that your fate would be drastically different had chosen to continue down that path. But now you will never know.
Nope. And I will just push forward. I will just make the best of it as I can. Hopefully get out of this thing alive and then make something of my life.
Whether any of you will make it out alive is yet to be known. You are attempting to foil one of the most powerful beings in the universe. While you have certainly taken a step towards weakening him. It will be a larger threat than any of you have ever faced. Even more powerful than you decide to fight the Dark Priestess. Or any of the Saints.
More. Okay. Well, on that happy note, I'm gonna go see how much money I have and
Virtually nothing that I'm aware of.
find a way to make 300 gold so I can have a freaking diamond that I've been looking for forever. So I feel like I have this all of a sudden new urge just to have 300 gold diamonds on me that you might be able to help me do some powerful something or other.
I understand that urge. Very important urge to have.
So,
Alright, well. He looks behind him and, Galena, you did not turn right, you did not turn left, you did not do anything except walk straight. And looking ahead, you see Corvette and Bronislav ahead of you again. And Violin is still talking and goes, and that's the end of our tour of the empty void that is this particular pocket dimension. He looks at Bronislav.
Fascinating.
Mine is much more fascinating. A lot more trees and stuff for me to hide in. But Bronislav, for some reason, wanted a pure white void. Oh. You guys have a nice chat?
yes, it was fruitful. It was good. We're making our amends still. I don't know.
All right.
We've come a long way. What did you say? And no, I won't do that. No, Corbett doesn't do that. Brayden wanted to elbow Bronislav, but Corvette wouldn't. So
Probably would not end well for you. But Galena, before we move on, was there anything specific that you wanted to ask of Island and get some answers to, or were you just going to be okay listening to the description of how a pocket dimension works?
She was okay just listening to that. She was just curious. She actually thought nothing would happen and she'd just end up spending that time mending her dress while she waited.
No. That is not what happened. Things happened. Okay.
You thought wrong.
Alright. So, Bronislav looks at Corvette and says, "Don't be a stranger. If you need anything, just let me know. I'll see what I can do to help." And you
Thank
find
you.
yourself back in the cathedral. Corvette kneeling before the altar and Galena sitting on the pew. You look and it doesn't look like any time has passed at all.
I get up and walk over to Galena. So, were you there?
Is that always where you go when you talk to him?
I mean, a lot of the time. There's been times when it's been different, but most of the time, that's it. Yeah. You were there.
That was certainly more interesting than I thought it would be. Next time you want to do this again, just let me know.
Sure. We'll see what happens.
I've learned a lot of interesting stuff about pocket dimensions. I don't think I understand all of it, but I can read through my notes and then I'll have some good questions for next time.
Awesome. Good. I'll make sure to let you know, and we'll work to see what can. I don't know. You can have another chat with Violet. So, okay. That was
So-
weird.
What does a saint do to get put on probation?
Well, you see.
And what were you telling him about this Artium person, and why don't you want this Artium person to know it?
You see, oh my. Artyom. How to describe him? He was a companion of ours, and then got pulled into another group of people to do another important stuff and work. Anyway, he can be a pain in the butt sometimes, but honestly, he cares a lot and always has your back. So it's like, it was really early on. Like, when we didn't know each other, no one liked each other. When this all started, we all just, like, didn't like or trust each other. And so, that's what happened. But then, Artyom was someone who understood. Because before, Bronislav and I weren't exactly we were on the same page. But Artyom, he really, really pushed me and helped me know that Bronislav was important and important to me. So I owe him a lot. But what I say in my own personal conversations with Bronislav are for me, and I don't want him to know about it. So that's why I didn't want Violet telling him.
I'm not sure I completely understand, but okay.
Okay.
So he was one of the people that was with your group before when you failed to stop all those other sacrifices.
Yes, Galena, that's yes. Oh.
It's a good
That
thing
is-
you guys have me this time, huh?
It is so good that we have you. I mean, we succeeded. It's probably all because of you, Galena.
Well, not all because of me, but if you guys didn't even like each other before, no wonder you weren't succeeding.
We were. I'm gonna start walking out of the cathedral. Like, let me explain to you. Dropping a bunch of strangers into a cave does to what you just trust. Nothing. It does. Corbett is like, he's going a little crazy in that moment, trying to explain all of this. But like, you weren't there, Galena. You just randomly wake up, and they're strangers, and they're armed too, and you don't know what's going on. And yeah.
Well, when I left the tower, everybody I met was a stranger at first.
But you knew how you left the tower. Imagine being teleported, but not of your own will, and you don't remember or know why. And you wake up in a cave, and it's dark, and there's strangers, and some of them just want to hopefully not murder you instantly.
Oh, did you
What?
try and murder each other at first? That
No.
would definitely not work for group cooperation.
No. But there was some aggression, some tension. Yeah. We luckily didn't kill each other. That is a blessing. And a miracle of some kind, at least.
Well, you do talk to saints. Personally.
Yes. I will say that was back in the days of me not talking to Bronislav that much, so probably didn't have that kind of protection. So, kind of, again, a miracle that I survived, at least. But anyway, that's just how. Yeah, Violin, nice enough, but I mean, He's somebody else's saint. I don't want him telling what I tell my saint to other people.
Okay. Hey, didn't we make some money when we saved the Archmatriarch?
I mean, yes, we did. I'm trying to remember. In my pocket, I have like, I think it was 50. Yeah, 51 gold now, because I took a little bit. I think, DM, we had like, what? Was it 500
It
total?
was 500 that you got from saving the Archmatriarch. Yep.
But it's in the bag of holding mostly. I just took 50 because I had nothing on me. Which reminds me, I can get a 300 gold diamond with that.
With 50
We need-
gold?
No, not with 50. With what's in the bag of holding.
Oh.
I mean, hey, who knows? Maybe I'm really good at bartering.
Maybe.
I'm persuasive. I have a +9 to persuasion, so I am persuasive.
Like, you don't listen. It's been in your inventory for like a year. You're not. You're not
making
sell
any
it.
money. No one's been like investing in this, so let me take it off your hands for 50 gold, and that way you make something of it.
Good luck with that. You can certainly try. Alright. We're gonna hop over to Piotr. So, the newly minted paladin, with some not very well minted armor, you make your way into the chapter house. You open the door, and you see, sitting at the table, the grouchy old chapter master who's just sitting there looking down. He glances up at you. You're back. You do realize this is not reversible.
What?
Becoming
you
a
mean
member of the order. I'm assuming that's
Yeah.
why you come back. That's why sometimes some of the people come back, because they want to see if they can get it undone.
Oh
It's-
no. I just figured I'd check the place out. I didn't really get a very close look at it. Do you guys have a tour or anything?
He looks around. Behold, the chapter house. And he goes back down and starts continuing writing whatever he was writing.
What you writing?
A letter. To
To who?
one of our captains out in the field. Giving him reassignment orders. The undead have gotten worse.
Oh, undead, you say?
Yes?
Well, I'd love to help with that, but I'm already on assignment.
And if you were not on assignment, you'd be at the front lines. You'd probably be dead by now.
What can we do to, like, get me better armor?
Do you have gold?
Probably not enough.
What I've
Do
provided
you
you...
charge for equipment?
No, what I would say is you are welcome to commission a blacksmith for your own armor. That's what a lot of the members do. But I can only provide you what the church will let me provide you, and what the church gives me budget to buy. So I've gotten you the best armor that I can.
Well, thank you for doing your best, sir. I can't remember your name. What was it again?
You know, that's an excellent question.
Because neither does Patrick.
Neither do I. Let's see if I can find or
Stanley.
if I wrote it down, because it's 100% possible that we just never asked.
I don't know if we ever
Never did. I'm looking back, and from when we've been in the city, the only name I have down for that day that we met with him was the patriarch's name.
His name is Alex.
Alex.
Alex. It's Aleks.
Alex.
Alex. So, Captain Alex. You could say Alex if you want, if that's easier, but yes, Captain Alex.
Captain Oh, Captain, my Captain. I probably made that joke the first time I met him.
Probably. Pretty sure you make that joke
Hmm.
anytime you meet a captain.
Well, this is a pretty simple operation here, isn't it? Just what, one room, barracks out back.
Here, the chapter house in Ostrava is much bigger. But in Vinhelm, we don't have a very large chapter house. The chapter house in Adelheim is the largest, however. Lots of criminals there who... That's where our primary recruitment is from, is in Adelheim. So, if you ever find yourself in Adelheim, know that you'll probably find that you have access to some better resources. But not here in Vinhelm.
Can I just show up in Adelheim and be like, hey, listen, you guys got more liquidity. I need some more nice stuff.
You can
that
show
how it
up
works?
and yeah, you can that's how it works. It's part of the order. You can as long as you have enough influence, or as long as you're high enough rank, you can influence. You can requisition pretty much almost anything you need. But you are very low rank. I'd be surprised what you could get. And as long as you show the brand and are able to show the brand and are able to show your broken wings, you can get help at pretty much any chapter house you need.
So, you talk about rank. How does one increase his rank?
By doing things worthy of an increase in rank, by going above and beyond, proving your valiance and your commitment to the oath that you have made. Or you live long enough. One of the two.
Oh, so there's a seniority clause.
I mean, we need people with experience to be leaders. We can't just have any ragtag group, but broken wings don't generally live very long when there's a conflict. They're usually the first in to feed the war machine. They usually are the ones who get milled up and chewed up and spat right back out. That's why I'm where I'm at. As your friend with the horns commented last time you were here, I was not very enthused about my position. The only reason I'm chapter master is I survived longer than anyone else.
That's depressing.
So if you survive longer than anyone else, one day you might have my job. No, I mean, it's a depressing life we live. You think you were signing up for sunshines and rainbows when you came to see me?
I don't know if I thought I'd be in the rainbow, but I figured there'd be a rainbow somewhere.
Some people find their own rainbows. That's what I would recommend that you do, is you find your own rainbow. I'm not. I've seen too many of my friends die to find any rainbow. Some people do. The chapter master of Ostrava, for example, is quite cheery.
What's his drive?
Well, unlike most of our members, which were recruited from, due to crimes, he actually volunteered to join the Order of the Broken Wing. Well, according to what I know, there was some horrible sin he committed. That's almost a requirement to join the Order. But he sought us out. Kind of very similar to what you did. So for him, the Order is a second lease on life, not a prison like many of us see it.
What'd you do to get in here?
Very private matter to be asking.
I mean, your life is essentially forfeit.
Yes, but when we take our oaths, if you remember, we're supposed to forget what we did before. Well, not necessarily forget it, but we not really speak of who we were before we joined the Order. But,
I mean, it's just us two orderly brethren, right?
Right, and this topic of conversation is a frequent subject amongst members of the Order.
Exactly. I'll tell you what. I'll count down from 3, and then we'll both say what we did.
You already told me what you did. I killed a man. I specifically killed the man my wife was sleeping with. I used to be
nice. Maybe they were tired.
very naive man, if that's what you believe. No, I used to be a guard, and the church deemed that, and I was ready to die, to accept my execution, but the church deemed that due to my experience, I was, excuse me, I was worth more alive and in the service of Silhana than I was dead. I didn't ask for this. Unfortunately, it's not something you can exactly refuse when it's offered.
I mean, you've done a lot to survive up until this point, haven't you?
Some might say I was just lucky. Others, like you, would say
Or
that.
unlucky.
Was unlucky, yeah. They could say that. But others like you might say that it was my skill, my expertise, my prowess that allowed me to survive as long as I have. I do want you to know that not everyone in the Order is like me. There are those of us who find joy. If he was here, you could meet some of them, but they're all off on the battlefield. While you apparently have a cushy assignment from the church that lets you stay away from the front lines.
Oh, don't you worry. I'll get there soon enough.
As soon as you're done, you can join join Lev and Leronim and others on the battlefield.
They don't have, like, leave or anything? They're out there throwing their bodies at zombies for...
Do you remember when you swore an oath, the oath, you swore your life, your entire life in this one and the next one to Silhana, correct?
Oh, yeah. But, I mean, I did. But, I live a fairly normal life. Oh, maybe it's just because of my special assignment status.
Once your special assignment is over, you will see what life in the Order is truly like. I mean, we're not always out fighting wars, but when we're not, we're here in the chapter house, living our life. We're here, studying, learning. We're here, practicing. We don't get to be married or remarry. We don't get to feel love. I mean, not feel. We don't get to love. We don't have the time to do that. But not every moment is fight and strife. We enjoy our company here. A new family, a new brotherhood.
I look forward to feeling that levity.
And I hope and pray that you do. You're different. Your circumstances very different than my own and the circumstances that brought other people here. Enjoy your new life.
And I will.
You felt the compulsions yet?
Yeah.
The urge to be awake pretty much at sunrise.
Yeah. What's this praying thing? I don't, know how to... what do you do?
Well, it depends on who you ask. Some people use it as a time to ask for things. Some people use it as a time to give thanks. Me, I kind of use it as a conversation. You know, I talk about my day. I talk about what my plans are. I ask that the Dragon Goddess bless my plans. But then I also use it to get anything that might be on my mind off my chest. And it helps. Even though she doesn't respond.
Don't you feel resentment in your position?
I mean, you ever tried talking to a sleeping person? Are they very responsive when you talk to a sleeping person?
No. Usually, like, maybe they, like, mumble something in their sleep, but yeah, good point.
Yeah, if what the church says is true and Silhana's asleep, it's hard to feel resentment against someone who isn't capable of answering back. I do, sometimes feel a little bit of resentment towards those saints. Like they could do a little bit more than they do. But fate and destiny is a weird thing.
Yeah. Guess so.
Sometimes you feel as if you're in control. Other times, you don't. There's one thing that I've learned is that there's always a way to be in control of your own fate. You have to open your eyes sometimes. All you have any...
Hey, listen. Sorry, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
Is there anything that needs done around here?
Around here, no, not currently. Now there were no attacks from the the person taking the flesh off yesterday, so that's good. So no, but maybe check into the other chapter houses where you go. Maybe they'll have some things to give you. I mean, you're more than welcome to sweep.
Sure, I'll sweep.
He hands you a broom. Good. Start there. Sweep the whole place. And Piotr sweeps.
Piotr sweepeth.
Alright. Okay. We're going to take our break a little bit, just 15 minutes early, since we seem to be at a good lull and stopping point. So we're going to take our break. We'll be back in about 5-ish minutes. Don't go anywhere, and we will pick up from there. Talk to you in a minute. And we are back. Thank you for sticking around. Alright, so we're going to pick up where we left off. Galena and Corvette, you guys left after... You guys said you left after you were done conversing with the, the Saints. Are you waiting for Piotr to come back out, or are you going to just go do your own thing?
Well, I did the big thing I needed to do. Galena, is there anything that you needed to do today?
Well, I was going to ask Shalanya, but she's gone. Do you think I should go tell Alyosha goodbye?
Oh.
Or should I just disappear off into the night?
I mean, what do you want to happen? Do you want to just fade away and him just not knowing what happened without a hope of finding you?
Oh, well,
Maybe he'll
have
leave
this
and follow
magic
us.
paper that I can write him notes on.
Oh.
So
Wait, what now?
he gave me this magic paper that I can write him messages on.
Really? Okay. And exciting. Sounds like yes.
And now that I know he's not the one that was involved with the, vampiric mist, that's a good thing.
It is a good thing.
But he could also just see me as an interesting magical experiment.
Galena, I doubt that is all he sees you as.
He is a wizard that's very interested in learning new things, which I can totally identify with. And the fact that I can do healing magic is apparently... Well, Mother told me that they'd figured out how to make it so that wizards could do that, but apparently they haven't.
That is interesting.
So,
I mean, yes, you are a very capable wizard, but you're also a very beautiful person, and so I'm sure he's interested in you more than just about your magic.
how many wizards do you know?
At least a handful. I know court wizards and stuff, so.
He is a court wizard. So are you saying I should go say goodbye or disappear into the night and then write goodbye on my little message thing, and then if I'm in town, I'll stop by again sometime?
On that paper, is it... Here's the thing, is the paper like unlimited messaging that you can just, message back and forth, or is it you'll run out of room and then you're done?
Kind of
Does
picture.
Galena know this?
Yeah, it's like Voldemort's diary in the second Harry Potter. You write in it, the ink will seep in, and then you'll get a response back, and then it'll disappear. So you can use it as many times as you want.
Ooh.
As far as
Be
I know,
careful.
I have an unlimited data plan on this paper.
Perfect. That means pranks are an option here. Hallelujah. I'm just kidding. You know what? You should go say goodbye to him in person. He'll appreciate it. You'll be happy for it. You enjoyed his company, right?
Yes, he's very intelligent.
There you go. So you should go say goodbye to him in person, and then who knows, catch up with him later and go on a proper date then.
After we finish whatever other jobs we have to do for the Dark Priestess, what do you think happens if we don't come back at 6 tonight?
I'm sure
Not because I'm planning on that, I'm just curious.
I mean,
Only one way to find out.
I'm sure they'd find us. But here's the thing. Unless I'm misremembering, because Brayden might, you don't have the blood of Morpheus in you. You're just along for the ride, and were brought to us by a Fey Lord, right?
You are misremembering.
I'm misremembering. Never mind.
No,
You'll be found.
The Dark
Retcon.
Priestess claims she murdered my father purposely to prepare me for this.
Oh.
What if you're all like, you killed my father, and then she's like, no, Galena, I am
I
your
am-
father.
That'd
That would be the
weird.
wildest twist yet.
If Glena's like, you killed my father, prepare to die. And then she says that.
There
Yes.
we go. Then we just
Yes.
reference everything.
Yes. I love it. I'm sure they will track us down and put us on a boat and go somewhere.
It's interesting that the Seahawk left around the same time that we did. Do you think it left at exactly the same time that we did? Because I was told that that wasn't possible earlier.
I'm sure when we left, they're like, oh, we have to catch up. I don't know. We're here now. Let it be. I can see this was eating at you.
Several people were very adamant that ships could not leave right away.
I mean, when they're not ready, it takes time to prepare a ship to depart. But if they were ready, so that was probably the expectation, the assumption. See, that's what we did wrong. We assumed something, which is something we shouldn't be doing. When you assume stuff, you get into trouble.
That's one way to
Yes.
put it.
So is there anywhere else interesting you want to go do? Otherwise, I'll go say goodbye now.
Interesting? I don't know if I'd call this interesting. I need to go find that bag of holding. Because I'm going to buy a 300 gold piece diamond. I just this urge, you know?
But do you really need more jewelry?
It's not for me necessarily. It is for me, but it's not, you know? It's not something I'm going to be wearing. It's in case of emergencies.
Oh, is this for a spell?
Yeah.
I can understand spell components. That's okay then.
Yes. All right. I have your buy-in. Perfect. Who has the bag of holding? Because it's not me. I don't think you have it.
For some reason, nobody wanted to trust me with a bag with all the money in it.
I mean, what would you do with it all? Probably
I would-
just go.
Buy useful spells.
But what about spell components and food and clothes? Think of all the clothes.
I always have clothes.
Galena, you have one pair of clothes that you magically make perfect every day. And I mean, good for you, but we can't always do that. I mean, you need to dress according to the circumstance. If you go to an event or there's options.
Nobody
It
has
feels good.
ever told me that I was dressed inappropriate wherever I went.
Well, the
Take
thing
that,
is, Galena,
You snooty noble.
we fine, whatever. Anyway, at least we have the money now. Well, we have the money because you didn't spend it, so I can spend it.
Sounds
On a
like you're gonna spend
diamond.
a lot of it.
Yeah, just 300 gold. That's all.
Just roughly half of what we have.
More
So-
than half. 500.
Oh yeah.
No.
Wait, weren't we at
If we didn't
800?
have any extra beyond what we got, then yeah, that's.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
We spent some. Yeah.
All right.
All right.
So are you two going to go together to do this, or are you two separating to do your things?
Well, Galena, do you want me to come with you to say goodbye to your lonely wizard in the court? Or would you like to do this on your own? I think he'd appreciate that.
Well, if you're just gonna go track down Jelania, I'll see her later, right?
I guess so. Oh, is she the one with it? Yeah, I think she does have the bag. Okay.
That is correct.
In that case, I'll catch up with you later.
All right.
But she's just walking around. I don't know where to find her.
Which is why it sounds kind of boring.
Well, I don't want to go flirt with your not boyfriend right now, so have fun with that.
But that could be fun to watch and not boring.
But he wouldn't want to be flirting with me. He was flirting with you.
Which is why the outcome would be very unknown and interesting. Although you might get hurt. I'll go alone.
Why would I get hurt?
Well, what do you think happens to people who flirt with me if I don't want them to? That's if I notice that they're flirting. I usually don't.
I'd turn them into a newt.
Or is it that you just don't notice flirting?
Mostly, according to Jelania, I don't notice.
Oh, I see. That makes sense. Well, have fun. See you later. And I disappear off into whatever. Going to the market or going to, if there's any gardens, thinking of what Jelania would like to walk around and ponder places.
Press the wrong button there for a second. Anyway, so yeah, your best guess is you probably wouldn't have wandered too far away from the tavern, and the inn, so she would stay nearby, so that way she could come back and meet you guys if necessary. So you head back over that direction. We'll start with you, because it'll be yours will be a little bit shorter. We'll start with you, and then we'll hop over to Galena. So you, excuse me, you make your way back. You wander around the inn for a little bit, and then you go inside the inn. You figure that, maybe she came back and is waiting for the rest of you to return. You go in, you don't see her in the dining room to start. You make your way up, and you knock on the door to the girls' room, and the door swings open.
Shalania? I swing it open a bit more and look inside.
So you look inside, and you see that, you hadn't been in the room, but you see that, previously, but you do see that there are 2 beds. One bed clearly has a bunch of Galena's stuff around it. As limited as it is, and she packs very lightly with 1 pair of clothes. The other bed, you would assume, would have had Jelania's stuff, but it's empty. Well, clearly the bed's empty, but there's nothing around it. The bed is freshly made, whereas, Galena's bed hasn't been remade yet, unless Galena made it herself, which she didn't. But sitting on the pillow is a simple purple rose.
I go over and pick up the rose.
Yeah, you pick it up. It's a normal purple rose. I mean, not normal, because purple's not a normal rose color, but it's a purple rose.
Purple. Who... Do I remember anyone? I am blanking. Anyone I know that likes purple roses?
You can give me an intelligence check. I'm not, I mean, yes I am, but, it's not bad. You can give me an intelligence check, see if you can recall who the color purple is associated with.
I mean, unless it's like literally Morpheus and the Profane Guard, and I'm like, please don't be that.
No, it's not that.
First thought. Intelligence, you said? 17.
You recall a Fey Lord that you're well acquainted with who's very fond of the color purple.
Uh-oh.
Maeve! It's like, Maeve, what'd you do? Where's Jelania? I look around some more. Is there anything else around the room? Is there anything in the middle of the rose?
Nope. Just a purple rose.
Maeve! She...
There's no response.
Anything? Nothing?
Nothing. Just... just... silence.
Oh, boy. I keep a hold of the rose and go head out of the tavern. I check my room just in case if there's anything there.
Oh, your room's fine. Exactly the mess that you all left it in.
Right.
Yeah, with that, we're gonna hop over to Galena. So it takes you a while to Galena to make your way to the castle, where Alyosha is staying, and the guards stop you as you approach. Halt! State thy presence and the purpose of your visit.
My name is Galena Laskin, and I've come to say goodbye.
You've come to say goodbye to who?
Oh, sorry. The court mage Alyosha.
Oh, yes. He told us about you. You'll follow us. One of the guards will escort you to, to his room. And yeah, one of the guards, motions for you to follow him. You follow him to his room, and to Alyosha's room, and he knocks on the door, and you hear from inside, "Who is it?" And the guard says, "The Lady Galena Laskin is here to see you." "Oh, she is. Give me one moment. I'll be right there." You hear some clashing, clattering of things inside the room, and A few minutes later, the door opens and he's standing there. Lady Laskin, it's welcome back. Please come in. And he looks at the guard. Thank you. You're excused. The guard, nods and bows and then walks off. And Alyosha gets out of the way and says, "Here, please come in."
Lena walks in.
There were no attacks last night, I heard. It's a good thing.
Yes. Hopefully there won't be any more in the future.
And what makes you say that?
Well, my companions and I have concluded our business that we had here in Vinhelm.
That's good. So if you've concluded your business, what's your next steps then?
We are waiting further instructions. Most likely we're going to be leaving, though, so I thought I'd stop by and say thank you for all your help.
You're gonna be leaving? Oh. Well, that's, yes, that's good, I guess. That, yes.
It is a little unfortunate, I guess, that we were so successful so quickly because I was looking forward to learning some more warding spells from you. But maybe in the future, I will find myself in Vinhelm again.
And I would be more than happy to teach you. You still have the magic paper I gave you.
Yes.
Okay. Well then, I'm always just a scribble away. But before you leave, I was actually really hoping that maybe we could discuss some things. It's making it sound way weirder than I intend it to sound. I apologize. And I also don't want this to come off the wrong way, because I really do find you fascinating as a person, but I also find you extremely fascinating with what we discovered about you the other day. And I couldn't stop thinking about that, and I've been looking into it more.
And what did you find out? Because I also find this interesting, as a magical researcher.
Yes. Well, I mean, the primary thing that I discovered is that it's irreversible, whatever your mother did to you. You are going to possess this ability, and the aether is going to, the mana is going to flow through you in a very different way forever. Not that I intended on reversing it, I was just interested to see if it was possible to reverse.
Oh, that thought hadn't even occurred to me. That is interesting.
I can't understand why someone would want to reverse the process of being able to heal as a as a wielder of arcane magic, but
unless there's some unfortunate side effects, but I haven't noticed any of those yet.
that's what I was going to bring up next.
Oh, are there unfortunate side effects?
I mean, without studying you further and watching you, I think that there might be. Don't take this the wrong way, but I did a few experiments of my own on some testing test subjects. He walks over and he pulls off. You see that there's this, that you didn't notice it before, but there's this, blanket that's been draped over this kind of box shape, and he pulls it off, and you see a cage full of dead rats. All except one. I was very curious, and I looked through your parents researched at least what little of it we have, and I attempted to replicate what they had done. And very late into the night, and after much experimentation, I managed to replicate it with one of these rats. Obviously, rats do not possess the ability to utilize mana the same way that we mortals do, but I was able to manipulate the flow of arcane mana through the creature, or through this rat. And as you can see, in almost all the cases, it led to the death of the rat. Now, this one rat did survive. However, there were several others before it that also survived, and if my calculations are correct, this rat is going to die in a matter of minutes. I am afraid that whatever your mother did to you shortened your lifespan. As elves normally live extremely long lives, upwards of 500 years, but based upon what I've seen with these rats, I'm afraid that you maybe only have a handful of years left to live.
Interesting. She's come up closer and she's looking at the rats. I certainly thought I had longer than a few years.
And I can't say for certain how many you could have. You could have 3 to 4. Maybe you could even have as many as 100. But you will never live. If what I found here applies to you, you won't live as long as any other elf, as other elves. I know that 200 years is about when elves start considering you really adults. I don't think you will have much long past 200.
Oh. Well, I'm already 218, no. 20. Anyhow, 3 or 4 years is not long enough. It's really easy to lose track of that amount of time.
Being an elf must be fascinating. Living that long, but... And again, like I said, it could be longer, it could be shorter. I don't know. And
yes, well, hopefully she managed whatever she did a little bit better than it worked out for the rats. And she
Yes.
pokes one of the dead ones. Wonder if I had any siblings.
That I most certainly would know. I'm sorry that I'm the bearer of bad news, but I figured you at least deserved to know what I'd found.
Oh yes, thank you.
I really am sorry.
Well, I'd much rather be prepared. There are things that I would like to do before I die.
Like what?
And now I know I have a lot less time.
What would you like to do before you die?
There's so many spells to learn, and apparently a lot less time than I thought. Also, more friends. The friends that I have made have been nice. I think they're my friends. Mother says they're not my friends. I think they're my friends. More friends would be nice.
Well, I hope that you can consider me a friend and add one to that list.
Really?
I mean, if you'll have me as your friend, I most certainly would happily be your friend.
Can I also continue to write you on the paper any symptoms I might have come up?
Of course, anything that you see that would help. Perhaps finding a way to, and perhaps your mother knows more, but we could find a way to stabilize you. And I'm human. With my magic, I live longer than most humans. I will live to be about maybe 100, 110.
Oh, I thought you were a half-elf. Because you
You're
have
right.
the pointy ears, but the beard.
Did I say half-elf? You're right, I did say half-elf. He is a half elf. I am a half elf, so I will live longer, 100 up towards 150 years, but not imagine that being cut short in any regards. But I do hope to see you again. I do hope that this is not our last time seeing each other.
Well, before I would have said that I will definitely make sure to stop by again, but now, if I could drop dead tomorrow, I don't know, but hopefully I'll get a chance to come by again.
You should see some symptoms before. And he points to the rat, and the rat, who had looked quite lively when you entered in, is now and had brown fur, now has very gray fur. It's falling off, and it's limping. You will notice before you're about to die. Things will start happening.
This is good to know.
Again, keep me apprised of what you learn, and I will continue my studies here and see if I can find a way to help you. I think it would be a shame if Galena Laskin were to leave this world too early.
Thank
you. Before you go, I want to give you something. It's a gift, but also an experiment. I want to see. Normally this wouldn't be capable, but with the changes your mother did to you, I'm very curious. And he hands you another scroll. Are you gonna open the scroll, see what it says?
Yes.
It is a scroll of Revivify, which normally is not a wizard spell, but it says, I'd like to see if perhaps you could use this. It's, you possess the ability to heal, which is not the same as it's not normal, but also it is this scroll is it's the ability to bring something back to life from the dead, which I believe was ultimately your mother's goal. It does require a diamond worth 300 gold pieces, and it can only be used on something that has died within the last minute. But it is something that I'd be interested to see if you could use it. Obviously, I don't necessarily think that you don't wish one of your companions dies on you, but I would be interested to see if you can use it.
Is this a one-time use scroll, or is this a spell that I learn?
You are welcome to try and put it into your spellbook and see what happens.
She will definitely try that then.
When the time comes for you to put it into your spellbook, you will see that yes, you are capable of putting it into your spellbook and using it. Is there anything else that you want to say to Alyosha before you leave?
I will keep in touch with you through the paper, and if I can get this business wrapped up in a year, I'll try to come back then.
I look forward to it. And maybe we can have another dinner.
Yes. And then she leaves.
Alright. Yoder! I haven't talked with you for a while. Is there anything, now that you've gone to the chapter house, is there anything else that you want to do?
Crap. I had an idea, but it's gone.
Well, if you remember, you can let me know. Anyone else have anything else that they want to do before we come to the end start coming down to the end of the night?
Not without the 300 gold. So Grover's just wandering around looking for people.
You wander.
Jelania, but anyone,
You
actually.
you wander for a long time, and excuse me, you go everywhere you can think of. That should be every garden, every inn, every back alley, every place you could think of, and you cannot find her.
Well, my stomach growls and I pull out another little pastry tart. It's a 6, so whatever that one is. A filled meat pie with vegetables. Perfect, because it's dinner time. And munch on that while trying to think of anywhere else I could look. But holding up the purple rose, looking at it and just shaking my head. It's Maeve. It's the wonderful Fey Lord, Maeve, back again to toy with us. So, kind of feeling a little down, a little sad that it's Maeve who's now in the way a little bit. Cause she's just annoying. She just likes playing with people's lives, and I'm like, great. Please stop.
Glenn, anything else you want to do before you wrap up your night?
Once she got home, she would learn the spell so she can put it in her spell book.
Okay, perfect.
If any of her companions come find her in her room and knock on the door. Otherwise, she's probably so busy learning it that she hasn't even noticed that Jelania hasn't come back.
Okay. All right. You all eventually make your way back to the tavern a little bit before the 6 o'clock that you are supposed to, which apparently I never said 6, but you guys have decided 6 o'clock. So a little bit before the 6 o'clock that you apparently are supposed to be back before. Excuse me. And you come and you find, you go up to the room and knock on the door and find Galena in there by herself.
Galena, you haven't seen Jelania. She hasn't come back, has she?
Oh, no.
Well, is Piotr there with us, or?
Yes.
Okay.
Piotr's there with you now.
Well, since we're all there, I'll show. I found this when I was looking for her this was on her pillow, this purple rose. And I recalled a certain Fey Lord likes this color so much. It was weird, there's nothing left behind other than this. No notes, no items, no nothing. So I wandered around town and couldn't find her.
Annoyed that we broke the spell on Piotr?
I mean, I'm sure she expected you guys to try to break it.
And I bet she's not thrilled about it.
I'm sure. I mean, yeah, but if she wants entertainment, Piotr, you can't eat apples now. I mean, that's got to make her laugh a little bit.
I mean, she has been kind of giving us the silent treatment too. She used to pop up from now from time to time. There we go.
Yes, I did, didn't I?
Ah!
And you.
Why would you do that? I turned with the hallowed heart just appeared. I was like, why would you?
So you turn and you see Maeve, the red-haired, purple-eyed Fey Lord. She's sitting on her chair of vines and branches that just always appears whenever she does. She's sitting there and smiling, looking at you. Well, I've come to bring you something. She holds up the bag of holding. I believe this belongs to you. Or, well, I mean, it should stay here with you.
I mean, and why shouldn't Zranya?
Well, Jelania's not coming back. She's left.
What have you done?
I didn't do anything. This was Jelania's choice.
Why?
Jelania's always
there-
wanted to be the master of her own destiny. And unfortunately, in this world, that's not possible. At least, not in the way that she wants. So, she asked me to take her somewhere. Well, I offered. I saw an opportunity. I mean, I will be honest. I saw an opportunity and I decided to take it. She asked to be taken somewhere, and I offered to take her somewhere far from here, where the gods of this world do not hold any sway, power, where she can choose her own fate.
But it was her decision that she made willingly.
Of course, I mean, I didn't do it for free. I do expect, payment. But, that's between me and her. We
As
will
always.
work that out. We have
But
worked
I mean,
that out.
you didn't kidnap her and we need to go rescue her.
Oh no, not in the slightest. In fact, I highly doubt that you'd actually even be able to find her. None of you possess... Well, you possess
Would
the power, you
you-
don't possess the knowledge.
Is
you
she
be
in a
trusted?
pocket dimension? Because I've learned about those recently.
She's not in a pocket dimension. It's on another world entirely.
Would you tell us the truth if you had kidnapped her? You probably would.
Probably. I would find it amusing, but no. I did not kidnap Jelania. I did fulfill my end of the bargain. She is in another world. One where she can choose make her own fate.
So she's just gone.
For now. She really did want to say goodbye. That's why she left the rose. She did really want to say goodbye to you, Corvette.
How do we know you're telling the truth?
Oh, I mean, you can choose to trust me, or you can choose to disbelieve me. That's up to you. Doesn't hurt me, and this doesn't bother me in the slightest if you decide I'm a liar or not. But what reason do I have to lie to you? Have I ever lied to any of you? No, precisely. And yes, I am annoyed that you took away my favorite pastime, watching Galena and Piotr be uncomfortably close to each other, but but watching Piotr avoid apples, I think, will be quite hilarious.
Hmm.
But she is sad that she had to leave, but she felt trapped. She felt as if she didn't have the control that she desired.
Will you see her again?
I don't know. Perhaps one day you can.
Sorry, I said, will you see her?
Or will I see her again? Yes, I will see her.
Wherever she is, tell her good luck.
I will do that.
Because unfortunately, the things you say, her feeling trapped, and she was always frustrated. Ring too true.
Yes, but at least you weren't bound to only 2 choices of an afterlife. To be fair, you don't have many more. But so, I did my end. I did what I promised. I told her I would return this bag of holding to you. I'll find the gold in there that you, as well as whatever other contents had been inside, are still there. But I have an appointment with Jelania's brother. I need to go fulfill. This won't be the last time you see me.
Well, see you at a randomly allotted amount of time.
Oh, it won't be random. I mean, to you it might feel random. But it'll make sense. I still... She points at Corvette. He still owes me a favor. Or had you forgotten?
I hadn't. But
I will be cashing in on that very soon.
look forward to it.
Oh,
Hopefully.
I think you will more than you suspect.
Okay.
With that, she disappears.
Do we really want to see her again?
Usually not.
Maeve? Or Jelania? Which one are we talking
Maeve.
about?
Maeve.
Wait, who are we talking to?
Yeah.
Maeve?
Maeve.
Yeah,
Maeve?
that's
Yeah,
what I
no.
thought.
No, I would
I-
like to see Jelania again. Why didn't she let us say goodbye?
I
Goodbyes
don't
can
know.
be hard.
But I know she was frustrated and angry at this world.
That is true. Speaking of favors, Corvette, could you do a favor for me too?
For you, Galena, more than any godly being, any fae being for sure.
Wow. So you know that I lose track of time easily. I mean, you may have noticed. Months.
Yeah, you've mentioned before, yes.
Years. They just fly by so quickly when you think you have 200 or 300 years to live.
Sure.
So do you think a year from now, it doesn't have to be this exact date, but do you think you could give me a heads up that a year has passed? If you know we're still together as a group a year from now.
Yes, Galena, I will do my best to remember.
Good.
I'll make a note in one of my journals, one of something, and somewhere I'll look every once in a while. So,
You could maybe give me a 6-month heads up, because I've recently learned that I probably don't have 200 or 300 years left. I might only have 3 or 4, so I really need to start keeping track
Whoa.
of time.
wait. What? You don't... What do you mean you only have 3 or 4 years left? Like, is this your mother coming after you in 3 or 4 years? Because that's just weird. That she's
Yeah,
giving
we
you
could-
that time.
We can
What?
protect you away from your mother in 3 or 4 years.
I mean,
That
we'll
would
probably
be
get decimated, but I'm
substantial.
sure we could do something.
Oh no. She's pretty sure that you'll betray me, and then I'll use the ring that she gave me and instantly teleport back to the tower.
Wait, what? Your mother said, but you have a ring to go to your, to go home? That's
yes.
kind of cool, but
I can instantly teleport back home anytime I want.
that is incredible, actually. Very nice.
Yeah, it could be pretty good because, I'm not sure exactly when I'm going to start falling apart and die, but it'll probably come on
Wait.
pretty quickly. So
What? Fall apart and die. Wait, so we're not talking about your mother.
we
In 3 or
are,
4
but we're
years.
not.
Wait, Galena. Ugh, take off my glasses and clean them. What are you talking about? What's gonna happen in 3 to 4 years?
Wait.
Wizards
yeah.
aren't supposed to be able to heal, so she had to do something differently to the way that mana flows. And so there's always side effects with magic and cost and such. I could be
But-
more fortunate. I could have had earlier siblings that weren't as fortunate. I've always wondered why I was an only child. I mean, my parents were alive for so long. Why
Have your
am I the
parents
only
ever
one?
watched Full Metal Alchemist? I mean, have they ever know the cost of playing with that kind of stuff?
Wait. But if you were gonna die, oh, hold on, everybody.
That's you.
I think we're good. If you were gonna die in 3 to 4 years, you would expect your body to be more aged.
Yeah, you're
I mean,
gorgeous,
you don't
Galena.
seem
This
like
makes
you're
no
about to
sense.
die.
I'm still an elf.
Elves don't really age the same way as everyone else, so.
Isn't there old elves? They look old. Didn't her mother look older than?
I mean, yes,
though?
but yeah.
She's very old.
And I mean, their body still breaks down at on some degree, to some degree, doesn't it?
At the very end.
Yeah, near the very end, but it doesn't. But they still look semi-youthful for almost their entire lives. They're elves.
Lena wasn't just bragging when she said, I'm gonna look basically like this till the end. She was stating facts. It just sounded like bragging.
Well, gosh, when it rains, it pours, guys. First, yes, Galena, I will remind you in 6 months that you have 6 months left till the year mark, and then what? Then we find a solution?
Well, first we have to finish up with this Dark Priestess business. And then maybe I'll come back and see what Alyosha has figured out. Maybe his experiment with the rats wasn't quite right. All the rats are definitely dead at this point.
Oh. I don't
And
wanna know
if
what to do.
not, I can always put the ring on and go back to the tower and see if Mother's figured anything out.
Wait, so did these rats? Because the problem with you is magical energy something, right?
Yes.
So did these rats
So,
have
Piotr,
magical?
you would know from your time at the academy that mana, so magical energy, flows through every living being. What sets arcane spellcasters apart is their ability to utilize it. And of course the various different methods of how they're able to utilize it. A warlock utilizes it through a pact with a superior being. A wizard learns to unlock it through a lot of study, and that doesn't work for everyone. A sorcerer has an innate ability through their bloodline to be able to use magic. And then the thing about divine magic is divine magic doesn't use the energy within you; it uses energy from the celestial realm that gets funneled through you. Which is why, generally, with a few minor exceptions, arcane spellcasters can't really heal, whereas, divine spellcasters can.
Makes sense. Retcon.
Yeah. So basically, just what Alyosha did was mess with how the mana flowed through the rats to try to make it similar to how it flowed through Galena.
That makes sense.
I'm glad it does.
Also, I'd prefer if you keep this just between us, because you're my friends. I decided to tell you, but I'd rather not everybody know.
Absolutely.
That makes sense. It's a fair request.
If there's anything you need, let us know, and don't fall apart too soon.
We need to make more gold so I can buy more spells.
And that's gonna help?
Well, the scroll he gave me is for Revivify, and I need 300 gold diamond, just like the one you were gonna try and get.
Yeah. Say that. I mean, this is not the way I wanted to get the gold. Kind of feel bad. But, yeah, that's what... You want to buy a 300 gold diamond right now? The shops might be closed.
Only 6.
I don't know, when do...
How late do they
if it's-
stay
If
open?
it's sunset...
Some of these
you know,
would probably stay open a little bit later.
Alright,
You
alright.
could probably go buy a 300 gold piece of diamond if you so desire.
Galena, can you make this 100 gold piece diamond into a 300 gold piece diamond at all?
I can make it look like one with illusions.
Well, that
trick the magic systems in this world?
No.
No, but we could make our money look like more money and then run quickly when the shopkeeper realizes it.
If you can make this non-copper alloy look like copper, then you can transmit electricity through it.
I don't run very fast, though.
You know, we probably shouldn't rip people off, even for diamonds that will save lives.
Otherwise, I could disguise myself to look like somebody else, make it look like I have more money with illusion. It is possible. How law-abiding do you have to be because you talk to a saint on a regular basis?
You know, just to be safe, I would be on the safer end if I was more law-abiding.
Oh.
Again, I'm trying to repair my relationship with Bronislav, so...
And you know, you maybe could ask him questions about my little life problem.
That's a good idea. I will do that.
Let's go
See what
diamond
they-
shopping, because I'm a little depressed and diamond shopping sounds like fun.
Now, I'm just wondering, Galena, is a diamond a woman's best friend? That's just was curious about that.
You want to
I've
know
heard
who's
my father say that
really,
once.
really a woman's best friend?
What?
The chick.
Blue chick. Alright, let's go get a diamond. We probably only can afford one, so we'll let you have it.
Alright. You buy a diamond. I'm not gonna make you go through anything.
Yay!
You are
You want to
welcome.
see if he can get one for 50 gold?
You are welcome to give me.
Yes! Yes!
You can. Each of you can give me one persuasion check to see if you are capable of negotiating the price down.
Absolutely.
But if you-
Because it's just sitting there.
If you
I'm
fail badly, the price will go up.
Got a 14.
Okay. Let's not get the price
Oh.
negotiated down.
Oh.
They didn't fail badly,
Didn't
right?
fail badly, so it stays with the
Persuasion.
300.
18 plus 9, 27.
They are willing to sell it to you for 250 gold pieces.
Yeah! Perfect. Done
What
deal.
if? What if? Can I try this? Because I can't remember what it's called, but I get a +5 to persuasion rolls if I activate it. It's a channel divinity thing.
Yep, I remember.
Does it
Can we
does
do-
it
can we-
affect
can-
other people or just you?
I'm pretty sure it's just me. It's
Probably.
Emissary of Peace,
Mhm.
which that title does not. Anyway, I don't get it from the title. But
I mean, it's attempting to use persuasion to, not to avoid combat situations.
oh, yeah,
Is
I
the
guess that
main
makes sense.
is probably what it's
Not to
mostly
hustle
intended
people out of
for.
their
It's
diamonds.
definitely not intended to hustle people out of their diamonds.
And would your new creed ban you from hustling? Diamond
Your
hustling?
new creed would probably prevent you from diamond hustling.
So in the future, if we need to hustle diamonds, she's gonna send Corvette and Piotr away so they don't see her hustle the diamonds.
I could probably get away with it more than him, but it'd still not be great for me.
Oh yeah, his oath is definitely way stricter than yours, but you're packed, so.
A pact, yeah.
All right.
Cool, way to go. Persuasion check for the win for once.
Yeah. All right. You make your way to the ship, and you see the familiar Seahawk sitting in the docks. You make your way up towards towards it and up at the gangplank, and you get on the deck, and you see sitting on the deck an armored figure. He looks up at you as you approach. He says, "Hail, well met, friends." That's where we're gonna end the session tonight.
That's not Adam.
Oh
That's
my.
Patrick.
Oh my.
All right, everyone. Thank you all for coming out tonight. It was a lot shorter. Lydia's absence made that, it made it a little bit shorter. It was gonna be, her going away was gonna be a lot more intense and emotional, but it still was intense and emotional. So like I said, for those of you who weren't here at the beginning of the stream, Lydia will not be joining us anymore. Her just life circumstances have changed to the part where she needs to leave to be able to live a life. And we are, at least I speak for myself, we're and I think I speak for everyone else, we are very sad to see her go. Lydia has been here since the beginning of Ready to Roll. She also, without her, Homebrew Hall wouldn't exist. For those of you who are unaware, Homebrew Hall used to be Lydia's stay-at-home DM channel, and that had, that changed. We changed this over to the Homebrew Hall, and yeah, it's sad. I am very sad to see her go, and but she has, so we're very grateful, Lydia, if you ever see this, and hopefully this isn't the last time we ever talk, but if you see this, we're very grateful for what you've done here, and you always have a place at my table. So thank you very much. We'll be back next 2 weeks. That would be the 7th of April, and we will have a player joining us. So we won't just be these three. We will have someone come. And if you paying close attention, you might be able to guess who is coming. But someone will be rejoining us for the next session. Again, thanks everyone for coming out. It's been a lot of fun. We will talk with you later. Bye, guys.
I think now